guys, welcome to Makeup Monday, a weekly video series where I do beauty tutorials and also try out new products. Today we are talking about one of my favorite things, which is eyebrows. So many of you asked for a tutorial on how I fill my brows. So today we're going to go over the products that I use and how I fill my brows every day. First things first, if you currently do not maintain your brows, let me tell you that it is the quickest and easiest way to make your face look instantly put together. Even on the days when I don't do much makeup or even don't wear any, if I'm going to be out running errands, I'll usually give my brows a quick fill, and it kind of just gives me a look of being a little bit more put together. Now, if you are not currently seeing someone who shapes your eyebrows every month, I have to encourage you to do so. Most of us are not very good at shaping our own. Absolutely do not take tweezers to your eyebrows. So go see a professional, preferably someone who has a lot of experience and specializes in brows. The girl that I see does them every month. She tints them, she plucks them, she waxes them, she trims them. It's about $30 for the visit, and it is worth every stinking penny. Do not fall into the trap of getting a quick wax wherever you happen to go to get your manicure. They are not experts, and you're going to end up with a weird, funky eyebrow shape, and the hair is going to stop growing back, and you're going to be stuck with it. The last time I had my eyebrows waxed was about 2 weeks ago, so I have a few little stray hairs growing in here and there, but for the most part, the shape is still good. You could see that it's kind of like a check mark that got flipped around. That's the shape your brow should be in. It should not be a sad face. It should not be a triangle. Just kind of a curves up towards this way and slopes back down. There are 3 things that I use to fill my brows every day, and they are all by Anastasia. If you go to Ulta or Sephora, you'll see there's a whole big shelf full of her stuff, and she has the best brow products on the market, in my opinion. So I use the Dip Brow, and what this is it's like a cream that you put on with a brush, and I put it on with this brush. It's an Anastasia brush. It has a little angled brush on the end, and then a spoolie on the other end, and you need this spoolie. The spoolie, muy importante. Okay, this Brow Wiz pencil. It is a really tiny, skinny little pencil, and what it does is I use this to kind of clean up the lines and also to draw little individual hairs. It just kind of makes your brow look more natural. This also has a spoolie on the end of it, but I prefer this brush. As you can see, the spoolies are really different. I like this fluffier one. We're going to start with our spoolie end of our brush, and what I do is I just kind of brush my eyebrow hairs into place. I usually brush up and then kind of over, just following the natural growth of my eyebrow hair. You notice the hairs in the front grow up, and then as they go this way, they kind of grow out. So we're going to brush both of them, and then I get my Dip Brow. Depending on your coloring, there's all kinds of shades. If you're warmer toned skin, you're going to want one of the caramely colors, and if you're cooler, you're going to want like a blonde or an ash or a taupe. You're going to get a little bit here on your brush, and this is the thing that's the most important to remember when you're doing your brows. This part in here is naturally more sparse, and when you do your brows, you need to keep it that way. I've seen so many brows look like they're just drawn on with a Sharpie, and that's because it's the same fullness throughout. You don't want it to look like an eyebrow was drawn on with a marker. What you want to do is you kind of want to soften it up, go lighter with product up here in the front, and heavier in this part, just like your natural brows are. So when I get the product on my brush, I start at about the midway point, and then once the brush has less product on it, I'll start on the front section. And I do my brow in 2 sections. I do this sloping down section, and then I work on this section. When you kind of try to just draw the whole thing at once, you're going to end up with a funky shape. It's just easier to kind of do this part and kind of do that part separately. So I usually start up in here around my arch with the Dip Brow, and I just kind of go through, and I get up to the arch, kind of draw that a little, and again, I just keep getting more product as I need it. And you just want to follow the shape of your eyebrows. That's why it's important to get your brows done by a professional so that you have a proper shape to work with to begin with. So we're going to do this. And once I get some of the product off of the brush, what we're going to do is go up here to the front and just draw a little line from where the first brow hairs are and kind of join them to the rest of your brow. And then I just kind of brush upwards, again following the shape of the hair growth. And then do this kind of the same along the top here. And as I do this dip brow, I'll just kind of go through and brush a little to soften it up. Once I have a good base shape and it's kind of filled in where I like it, I get out my Brow Wiz pencil. And what I'm going to do is just use this to kind of give it more of a defined look. I'm going to go back over that line there on the bottom. And then I'm going to draw short little strokes going upwards up here at the front. And then just kind of draw almost like a more defined little border up here on the top. You can give your brow a nice sharp tail down here. Just kind of go over the shape and all the lines. And I also kind of go into the middle where it's already filled just to do a couple little short hair strokes. So we're just going to soften all this up a little bit with the brush. And as you can see, it's lighter in here, darker in here. Get a nice sharp tail on the end of your brow. That's exactly how it's supposed to look. So here we have the done brow versus the undone brow. Sometimes it kind of helps to see both side by side. I think we can agree it's definitely a big improvement right here, and that's why I think everybody needs to do the brows. That's it for this week. Be sure to give me suggestions on what you'd like to see in future Makeup Monday videos, and I hope you have a very happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for watching.